ahead and pre-made one before, and I went against my son and made a lot of the brown show through. It's no big deal. Okay, so we're going to be working with that one. And what I did for the next step was I took a piece of black gum paste, and I made this pretty thick. And what I did was I took 2 paintbrushes and put them here and rolled them out so it'll have that thickness and it'll be uniform all the way around. And then I took a small cutter and I just cut it out like this, and take whatever you have handy and just go ahead and poke it out. Okay, now what you're going to do is try to fatten it up a little bit, because you want to give it the shape of the wheel, but giving it some width to it. So I use it in my hands, on the counter, whatever you have. And I went ahead and I made a few already, hopefully to save a little bit of time. So I'm going to try to make them uniform in shape and size. Now you can use the end of a paintbrush or whatever you have and just kind of poke it down the middle and go about halfway through, quarter of the way through, halfway through, and just poke it through, and then turn it over and then give it another little indent right here in the middle. Not too deep, just a little bit, because we're going to be putting lug nuts on there. So that leads us to our next step. You take a little bit of gray, and you can do that by taking your black gum paste and taking a little small piece and blending it together. And a little bit goes a long way with the black. So if you want just a little bit of gray, use a very small thing of gum paste, the black gum paste to the white. Okay, so what I did now is you take the part where you're going to be putting the lug nut, and you grab your glue or water and you just pop that in there, and while this is in a ball, go ahead and drop it in and then flatten it out. Okay, so that way it looks like that. So the other ones I did ahead already so they could dry up and set up a little bit. So constructing this thing, we have to do one more step, and that's taking our gray. And what you're going to do is roll it out. I'm going to show you one because I already pre-made 2 of them. And you just roll it in a ball and half it, so that way you have, approximately the same size and shape of what you're looking for. And what you're going to do, I'm going to show you a big one, but you can do them the same size or whatever. Keep it in a shape like this. Okay, put it down on your counter and then just start pressing out the sides like this. And then pinch it in, press it down. This is like a really giant one, and you would definitely be doing it smaller. It doesn't matter on the top, no one's really going to see it, but if you really want to take good care, you can go ahead and smooth it out. But this is just the basic construction of this. So you flatten it out down here and kind of give it a push here so it's smooth, and you have this big surface here to work with. And on the ends, you're going to pinch it out here so it looks like there's tips on there, and try to make sure they're uniform in size to each other, and try to put the wheel on there and see if it's going to be a good fit. And if it is, then you're good. I'm going to put that aside and take out the ones I did earlier that are already setting up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is start with my glue, and on the inside of these guys where we went down about halfway, I'm going to pop a little bit of gum glue in there. Not too much, but just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and attach it. Attach the wheels. And once you've done that, you can just set it there to dry. I prefer to do it in parts, just because if you try doing it all in one day in one setting, it's going to be really hard. You're going to end up with a squashed up mess. It's easier to let certain pieces harden and then wait a few hours, and then you can go back and handle it a lot easier. So for these, typically I would let these dry for at least 3 or 4 hours before trying to attach them to the skateboard. But for the video, we're going to go ahead and just do it. So I'm going to put some glue on that, the bottom, and then attach whatever this is called, the black traction tape or whatever it is. Attach that onto there, and then you flip upside down, take a little bit more glue, and I believe these things are called trucks. You just dab a little glue there and try to find the center towards the top and put it there. And do the same thing with the last one here. Put some glue. Try to find your center towards the other end here and press it down. Now you might want to let that set and dry for a little while, and I hope this doesn't fall apart when I try to pick it up and show you what we did. But there's your skateboard, your basic, easy peasy, quick little skateboard. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to pop them down below. I'm going to leave this upside down to dry just for a little while. But if there's an easier way to do it, or you need help figuring out any part of it, just let me know. I'd be happy to help out. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.